Hope every, Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well today. Let's begin with our exercises. And again, we sit up straight. We always sit up straight or stand up straight in Tai Chi. We raise the crown to raise the spirit. And remember, last week we talked a little bit about, discussed a little bit about the 6 harmonies, the 3 internal harmonies, being the spirit, the mind, and the body, and a little bit about the 3 external harmonies, which are rules regarding the way you stand and hold your body, which falls under the category, I guess, of posture and body alignment. And the 3 rules are mostly applicable to the standing position when you're moving around, but one in particular is essential for sitting, and it's really the most important one, and that is the head being aligned with the waist, meaning head over waist. And all that means is not leaning to one side or the other, and not leaning forward and back. So keeping your head aligned over the waist. That directs the center of gravity directly from the crown directly through the dantian, which is a point about 3 inches below the belly button, about 4 inches back into the spine, and it's the center of gravity for the human body, body. The other 2 external harmonies, of course, I mentioned last week, are less important for sitting, and it's elbows over knees and hands over feet. So those rules apply, and there is synergy between the 3 internal harmonies and the 3 external harmonies, as well as between the individual harmonies on both sides. So that's basically the essence of Tai Chi, whether it's sitting or standing in the standing position. And so when we go through the Qigong exercises and we practice the form itself, try to keep that in mind. And most importantly, try to raise your spirit when you're doing this. Focus your mind and intent on the movements themselves and nothing else. And try to feel the energy inside of you when you move, and that will automatically express itself in terms of power and strength. Okay, so try to do that a little bit today. Try to keep some of those principles in mind. So any questions so far? Okay, good. All right, so let's begin. So we've all been here before, quite a few times now. Are there any new people out there? I guess not. Okay, so let's sit up straight and raise the crown. Let's bring the hands up, fingers pointing slightly down horizontally, and push down. Now, when you do this, don't have your arms locked straight out. In fact, with all of these movements, you want to have some flexibility in your joints. We never want to lock a joint when we're doing these exercises. So as we come up, we breathe in, roll the hands over, breathe, push down, come up one more time, and down. And now I just want to mention, I'm going to start to wean everybody off the detailed descriptions of the movements that I usually do. Every week when I do all these movements, I explain where the hands go and turning and how far to turn and so on and so forth. I'm going to try to back off a little on that. But if there are some people in the group here who need to have more verbal direction, especially if you happen to have the sight impaired, I'd like you to let me know simply by chatting me, and I hope everyone knows how to use the chat button that's on the bottom of the screen about in the middle, or you can put your finger, press down on the space bar and speak. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, come up, breathe out and come down. Bring the hands out to the sides, opening breath, up and over and down. And one more time. Rise up. Turn the palms facing in, pull in. Breathe in. Push out. Breathe out. Open up all the way, arms straight out, all the way back. Stretch. Breathe in, push. Breathe out. Pull in. Push. Extend. Close. And keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll turn and come down. So let's examine some of these movements. So we can define these movements. We can also view them as energies. And in Chinese, it's movements are all, when they have applicabilities, they call them energies. And so let's just examine what we're doing. This is simple Wudang Tai Chi, Qigong exercise, but let's see if there are any examples of applications within the form. So as we come up, that would be a way of breaking a force coming in, is to rise and basically deflect it up, right? So we're coming up, pushing down. The same token is a way of deflecting a force coming in by pushing it down to the sides, all right? Pulling in is a sort of esoteric application, difficult to describe unless you happen to know how to do Bagua. But in Tai Chi, it's also used to break a hold around your body. So if somebody comes up in back of you and puts their arms around you and gives you this bear hug to try to control you, you can break that hold simply by quickly depressing, pulling in very quickly and turning at the waist, and the person will then spin around you. And that's a little bit hard to describe, but that's an example of pulling in. The other example would be to come up in close, like you do in Bagua, put your hand around somebody's waist, step in back of them, and basically grab them around the waist and pull them over your leg. So this pulling in energy is a very subtle way of using a force for special situations like that. Now, the next one is pushing out. That's pretty obvious, pushing somebody away. So that's why the palms are facing out. One way to do this is this way. A better way to do it is this way. And the reason for that is if you push using a force in this direction, the fingers up, you can break your wrist if you don't push properly. If you push with your fingers splayed out slightly and using the heels of your hands, you have more control over the energy, over the move, and you're less likely to hurt yourself. And so the last one is this opening. So can anyone think of an example? Okay, so I was just reading a chat, a message from Sarah Dawn. Can anyone think of an example of this, of opening up? Frederick or Anthony? Okay, I'll tell you what it is if, again, if somebody puts their arms around you, you can break the force by splaying your hands back quickly and opening your chest. The other thing you can do with this is bump somebody using your shoulder. Somebody standing on the side. This kind of an action is a kind of bumping action using the shoulder. Okay, so I just wanted to point out the fact that in all of these Qigong exercises, there are applications, and that would make sense because Qigong is the predecessor or mother of Tai Chi. All right, so now let's come up again holding a ball. You might think of this as an energy ball. It's a nice metaphor because it'll charge you. It'll add energy to everything you do subsequent to that. So we come up holding this ball. That's why we start this way. Let's open this ball and close this ball and compress it. Let's play around with it. Feel the energy of opening, breathing in and pushing. Slight resistance, pushing it closed. Rotate one hand down, blocking to the side, reach out, palm, strike or block to the side. This is also deflection. Come back holding the ball, and now it's turning the hands in the other directions to the other side. And just keep going with this. The pace isn't as important as the breathing. You just want to, if you increase the pace, you want to just breathe faster. Turn your head. Not the waist here. You're turning your head because this is really here we're introducing a neck exercise. We're trying to isolate different parts of our musculature for exercise and health benefits. So here we have the neck turning and looking. If you want to add something more to it, you can actually look back, and that'll exercise the muscles in your eyes. Good. Come back holding a ball, open and close. Twist opposite directions, pushing up and down. You want to imagine you're pushing up, holding a tray. So the palms are flat, facing up and down. You can you should feel a torsional motion in your spine. So this is a spine exercise. Good. Come back to the ball and open and close. Make sure your feet are on the ground. Form the ball, turn it over 180 degrees, pull to one side. This time turning at the waist. So we started up at the neck, worked our way to the back, the spine, and now we're isolating the exercise to address the lower back. Turn and look. And we're turning the ball over to one side and the other, and then just pulling back, holding this ball. Now your palms should be opposed to each other, directly one over the other. Upper palm down, lower palm up. Try to turn. Remember, we want to exercise the lower back, particularly the tendons and the muscles. And come back to the ball and open and close. And now push to one side, one hand palm pushing out and over to that side, pushing with the fingers pointing forward as the other palm turns 180 degrees facing out, and the elbow then goes straight back. So you're pushing to one side, rotating both hands around 180 degrees, both palms facing to the other side. Now we pull in to the other side. So this is coordinate this so that the hands turn at the same time. The palms facing out, fingers pointing forward, and it helps to pull that back hand, the elbow of the back hand, as you pull into the side, jut that elbow straight back. This is a horizontal movement, meaning it takes place along a horizontal plane. Don't push out too far, just to the side. I'm going to turn to the side and do it to the side. Turning at the waist. Okay, good. So what we're doing here is reaching around and slapping something to the other side, pulling the front hand back, rotating the palm facing out, striking back with the elbow and pushing with the palm to the back, in the back. So striking something that's next to our torso and striking something out away from our torso. Lining those strikes up with a sagittal plane or wall on both sides, left and right. Okay. Open and close. Okay. Now bring the hands down. Make two fists. Bring the fists, heart of the fist up. Elbow straight back, fist at the waist, and kick and punch. I'm going to bring this down here so you can see kicking and punching with the alternate hand and foot. Time the movements so that they end at the same time. And as we punch out, we twist the fist around 180 degrees so that the palm or the fist is heart down. Here we have a torsional force, a spiraling force, which has more energy than simple linear force. Keep going. Okay, bring the hands back to the waist. Now is a good position here. Seems natural, but take a nice big breath. Closing breath, turn the palms up on your thighs, bring them out to the side, overhead and down. Breathing in and down and out. Excellent. And finally, we're working our way down to the feet, and we all know what to do. We just put our feet on the ground and raise the heel and rock the heel back and forth on the toe as a fulcrum. I don't think I need to show you this, but for those people who Might not get it. Sorry about that. And now the foot goes down flat and we rock back and forth to the right and to the left. Do at least 8. If you do 8, you will follow the pattern of a bagua, or 8 pointed circle, meaning 8 directions. 8 directions, 4 cardinal and 4 diagonal. That's a Taoist cosmological term, or concept. Back and forth. Eight trigrams. Combine 2 sets of 3 trigrams, you end up with 64 combinations, and that's the basis of the Taoist I Ching book of changes. Okay, good. I like that one. That feels really good. Often we kind of neglect exercising the ankles. You know, there really aren't that many any exercises for the ankle. Another good one, if you want, that I do every day. Actually, I forgot to do it in my routine today. Is to see if I can show it to you. Here is I use this table leg as an example. I put my heel up, put my toe up, put the heel in as far as I can. Rest my toes on a vertical surface, that immovable surface, and just pull in and stretch. So here we're actually stretching the Achilles tendon, which we're not really addressing in the other exercises that preceded this. So stretching that Achilles tendon is good to keep it supple. If you tear your Achilles tendon, you're in for a long ordeal. Good, all right. And now another one you can do is do rotations, clockwise, lift one foot. If you're sitting, if you're standing, hold on to something and make circles using the ankle as a fulcrum or joint, and then you go the other way, do 8 each direction. I'm going to do 8 more with the other foot. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do, what we're going to do is do 8 more exercises. And these exercises are the warm-up exercises that people do when they are doing, when they do bagua. And in particular, one style of bagua called Gao Style. So bagua originated around the beginning of the 19th century, and the father of bagua was a man by the name of Dong Hai Chuan, and I mentioned him before. Bagua is a form of self-defense and excellent exercise that involves walking a circle. It is derived from a traditional ancient practice in China of walking a circle while chanting, and it was that people did in the north and in some monasteries. And eventually people got around to adapting the movements to generate a very, very beautiful style of self-defense. Bagua means 8 because you're walking a circle. And as I mentioned before, if you're in the middle of a circle, you can go out of the circle in essentially 8 different directions and an infinite number of directions in between them. But the 8 principal directions, 4 cardinal ones, are back and forth, forward and back, and then to the 4 diagonals. So that's 8. So Bagua means 8, and Bagua Chuan means 8. The 8 trigrams. So Ba means 8. Sorry, Gua means trigrams, and I just mentioned the trigrams in the Taoist cosmological view. And so you have 8 trigram, and Chuan means fist or palm. So it's 8 trigram palm. And the reason I'm mentioning this is that people refer to Tai Chi as Tai Chi, but it's really Tai Chi Chuan, which means grand ultimate fist or palm. So here it really has a kind of a more martial-like definition. But when you talk about Tai Chi, usually, and to be faithful to original Tai Chi principle, you would refer to it as Tai Chi Chuan. In the case of Bagua, it'd be called Bagua Chuan, and Bagua means 8 fist. 8 trigram, and then Chuan means fist. Okay, so you walk around the circle, eluding a potential adversary using spiraling, twisting, and coiling motions. It's very beautiful. The style that I know is the original style, which is Cheng, C-H-E-N-G, and it was introduced by Cheng Tinghua, who was a student, one of the top students of Dong Haichuan, who was the father of Bagua. And the Gua Yi Cheng, Gua Yi Cheng was a student of Cheng Tinghua, and he developed this Gao style, named after him, Gao Yi Sheng. And I love these exercises. So these are these classical exercises that they do in that style. And I learned these, so I do them occasionally, and I want to share them with you. And we may have done them before. And they're nice, easy ones to do. And there are 8 of them, as you might imagine. Ba meaning 8. Okay, so the first one is we're going to strike with the lower hand palm up, the upper palm down, and we're going to strike out straight with the fingers pointing down, turning the hands over, the forward palm up, back palm down, up near your shoulder. We're going to strike and brush the palms past each other, turn them over, bring the back palm up, pull in and strike, and keep going. So you can see this rotational movement, so important in Bagua, this rotational, torsional, twisting, spiraling movement. And this is great for the shoulder because as you draw back to the waist and you bring the hand up to your shoulder as you turn the palms over. I'm going to do it sideways. Okay, good. Now the second one is going to be a little bit different. Okay, we're going to strike. We're going to strike out with the palm up. The other palm will be at your waist. Then we're going to turn the palms over, both palms over, and strike and pass the palms past each other, just in and out. And if you want to add something to it, you can make a fist as you draw the backhand down to the waist. Now you're passing the palms past each other, and you might recognize this move because there's a lot of complementarity between Tai Chi and Bagua. Bagua is derived from Tai Chi, so that's what you would expect. And this is one that we actually do in the Sun style form, right? We do deflect before the parry and punch. Deflect, 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 make two fist parry punch, all right? So yeah, so this is one of the movements in our form. It's an exercise in Bagua. Pulling in and out and turning at the waist, of course, bringing the back and down and folding the fist. If you can do that, you're just adding another element to the form, and it's good because it trains your mind to it really kind of forces you to think about the movement, because the backhand has to form a fist as it's drawn in. See if you can do that. So these exercises are great for. I used to teach people that had dementia and at an institute, and I would do a lot of these movements, and it really helped them focus their minds and think. Remember to draw back and forth and make a fist and so on and so forth. So this is very good exercise for the mind as well as the body. Okay, so we'll stop with that one. Okay, the next one is you can tell these are all similar. We're gonna push out just like in brush knee, where we push through the shoulder line straight out, right? The brush knee and the sunset that we do. And as you push out, you're going to pull in with the other palm, fingers down. So you're going to pull in, fingers down, palm facing out at the waist, and you're going to push out with the palm out straight, the fingers pointing up. So they're diametrically opposed, okay? So they're mirror images of each other. And now as you pull in and push out, you're going to twist the hands, and there's a point where they're actually look like this, right? As they come in, the fingers are splayed out, and this is very much like the commencement move in our set, where we bring the hands open and close, bring the hands down and push out with the fingers splayed out. So if you start like this with either hand out, and you start to spiral both hands, you reach this intermediate position where both palms are out, mirror images of each other, and the fingers pointing out to the side and the thumbs up. And now they both turn and come in, and now that's the mirror image of the starting position. The right palm is back, fingers down, right, palm facing out. The left palm is straight out, fingers facing up. Okay, and so here we go. Twist and turn and pull in, push out, and turn at the waist as you do this. Try to turn out at the waist. Feel the torsion, the torsional movements. That'll give you an idea of what the Bagua form is like. We have some of these movements of course, in Tai Chi, but in Bagua, they're accentuated. It's very slippery, sneaky. twisting and turning away, getting out of the way. Okay, good. All right, so the next one is what we're going to do is make two fists, and we're going to bring the fists down right on our laps with the heart of the fist facing up. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to come up, turn the fist, one hand or the other, it doesn't matter, one arm or the other, turn the fist and come up over the head with rotating the palm so that the fist so that the heart of the fist is pointing down. So you start here, and as you come up, you turn and you come up this way, all right? And then we're going to come down and do the other one, up and down. And so when we come down, both hands are going to be in this starting position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I want you to put some energy into this, not fast, slow, but put some energy into it. And what I mean by that is imagine you're pulling up against the gentle resistance. And when you come down, you're going to kind of like bang it down, but not hard like this. A little bit faster. 1, 2. Come up slowly and down. Come up slowly and down. I want you to feel the energy on the up movement and the down movement. This is very energizing. Bagua is very much an internal martial art like Tai Chi. As we are feeling, the mind is generating intent to make the body or energize the body. Two. So as we come up, we rotate the palm, it's facing, part of the palm is facing up. As we come up, we rotate it all the way around. So now we're striking up with the top of the hand and then coming down. And of course, you can imagine the application of this is if you were really up close under somebody, really in close, and you went like this under the chin, you know, it's a very powerful blow and it's very deceptive, right? Because it's in close. You're coming, using your body and the ground, of course, as you come up. You know what? Let me do this standing up because then you can see the energy. I want you to see the energy here because we're talking a lot about energy. Now, if I were going to use this, right, as I I would come down and I'd come up like this. So you use the ground, not only rising up and striking with the top of my hand, but using my whole body and the ground, from the force starting at the ground, generating up like this. And so that's a very powerful blow, especially when you sing. And now you come down and come up. So this is the way it's normally done standing, with the feet apart. And of course, you're getting energy, getting exercise in your legs. Okay, so when we're sitting down, obviously we can't rise up, but I invite you to imagine as you come up pushing down with the feet, even though you're in the sitting position. And that's what I mean by using the mind, using intent. So here we can't really rise up because we're sitting, but we feel the intention of that. You can still feel the intention of that, or imagine that you're doing that, and that will energize, add chi to your body, or allow your body to express chi as well. All right, so that's that one, and so let's move on to the next. I've lost count. I hope to do 8. And this one is kind of funky. This has a lot of applications. And I apologize if I've explained these before, but it's a good thing. You probably, if you weren't paying attention or forgotten, it's as a review, is we're going to sit here and we're going to slap to the side. So this is kind of a whip-like action like this. And so this has obvious applications. If you reach out, you know, if you're even if you're sitting, if you reach out and be careful when you do this, you don't want to you know, put a joint out. If you do it too fast, you're not used to doing it, you might dislocate your finger. But if you practice this and you get this whip-like action, it's a very powerful way to strike something. So we're just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. So the elbow is pretty stationary. Here, what you're using is the forearm. Your elbow is a fulcrum, and you're just whipping your hand out. The energy is really from the wrist, from the wrist to the palm, the back of the palm. Okay, and now let's do the other hand. And if you want, you can pull back in the other direction with the other hand to balance that strike. So you've got one force going out here, striking, and the other one pulling back. So that balances things and gives the strike actually even more energy. Two more. Okay, good. Okay, so this one here is like the first one we did, only we're going to do something with our bodies, and it's easier for you to see me doing it this way. We're going to come up like this and strike out, and this hand is going to come in to here. So it's going to be this, kind of like your bicycle, right? You're riding a bicycle, but it's more boxy. So you're coming up and striking out with the heel of your hand. You're coming up and striking out with the heel of your hand. And as you're coming up, you're generating energy because you're using this. What are you using? Using circular motions, kind of like winding up playing golf or baseball. So you could strike out like this, but if you come up in a circle and rotate into the strike, you're adding more energy to it. This is what it looks like is you come up. Now, as you come up, you're going to reach back like this. And then when you go forward, you're going to do this. You're going to push your weight forward. And that even adds more energy to it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Reach up. Under the chin, this is a monkey paw strike, and then strike out, coming up, circular, coming back up, striking. And this other hand is rotating back in, and it rotates back in and ends up here like this because here you're blocking a strike to your groin, all right? So this is a complicated movement. If I do it in this direction facing you, it looks like this. See, this palm is monkey paw down, fingers down, wrist up like this. This lower palm is here protecting the groin, and now I'm going to lean back, and now I'm going to push forward and lean forward. I'm going to bring the hands up and reverse them and bring this hand up and bring this hand in. Monkey paw up to the chin, lower hand palm down, and then I'm going to do this. So it's so here you got a kind of a complicated movement where the hands are changing position. The body is going in and out, and the hands are kind of like doing this. So You know, if I do it, you know, sitting sideways, this is what it looks like. Okay, good. I don't expect you to get that the first time. If you did or kind of got it, great. Congratulations. All right, so now the next one is we're going to start out with our forearms in front of us, fingers pointing up. Kind of like, you know how a bear sits up, except the palms aren't facing out, they're facing in towards you. There's a meditation I think I've seen people do where they bring their palms up in this orientation and just hold it. It has a real nice warm feeling, kind of huggy, like you're hugging yourself. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off the subject. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the side and we're going to cross the hands. We start out this way, like you're making an offering. We turn and cross the hands and we strike in both directions. We bring the hands back to that starting position. We turn to the other side, cross the hands, and strike to the other direction. I don't want to, I got to move up because I'm going to strike, hit that lamp and knock it off. And Wendy will be very upset with me. So turn and strike, 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 strike. This is particularly good to do in the sitting position because it puts demand on your waist, right? Your feet, you can't cheat by turning your feet. Now see if you can make it smooth. In other words, don't stop. Just cross the hands and start to turn and strike. And if I do it, let's see, from this angle, okay, good. And now we're going to do one to exercise the shoulders. So there's a lot of applications to this one, but it starts out where you come forward with your hands and then rotate your palms so the fingers are pointing straight back and go right past your waist. So you're driving those fingers down past your waist. That's called, the term for this movement is, I think it's called purple swallow skips the water. So if this is water and you're sitting, let's say, waist high, you're turning and skipping the water, skipping back with your fingers pointing back. And so then we're going to come out like you're holding a teacup, your fingers, palm pointed out, and then rotate the palms around and bring them right in front of you, just like in the last exercise. We started this way with the hands like an offering in front of you. So here we go. Let's try it again. Step back, and now open up completely, and straighten your arms out and bring them all the way around, and bring them past the waist, the opposite way, the fingers pointing out, and then extend all the way out and back. All right, so this is a really great exercise for stretching the tendons and the joints in the not tendons, tendons in the shoulders and the arms and the back. All right, so here we go. We start this way. We turn one and then out around and two and out, and then back through purple swallow, around offering position, all the way around and out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back and forward, all the way around, forward and out. Okay. This movement here is part of another exercise called Teacup Exercise. And I don't know if we've done teacups, but I'm going to write a note. Next week, we're going to learn a whole series of teacup exercises, which some of you might really like. And if you like it, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the internet on teacup exercises. And there are some people who, that's all they do is, I didn't see, somebody chatted me. And then I can't see it now. So, but anyway, so there are some people that just do these teacup routines, and it's really good for the shoulders. If you have any shoulder problems or you're tight in your shoulders, really loosens up your shoulders. And so this move here is the beginning of teacup exercise. And basically you're coming around, you're hooking someone around their neck. And then throwing them over. I mean, that's the application. So that part of it is that. But here it's, so here we're coming back and around like this. And then back. And then back forward and out. This is a strike, obviously, right? This is a strike. And this part of the teacup exercise is, let's see, no, the one with the purple flower.
Yeah, Master Ralph, Barbara just wanted to see if you could do the purple flower skips the water more slowly. Review that just one more time, a little more slowly.
Yeah, hey guys, you know, it's hard if you chat me, I got to do this. Just hit that space bar and interrupt what I'm doing. I'd rather, it's more important to answer your questions than for me to continue do this continuously. And I can take off where I left off. I can start where I left off again. So just interrupt me if you have any questions. So that's a good question. Is what you're doing is, and next week we're gonna practice this more. So let's not spend a lot of time on it today. But basically what you're doing is you're starting like this, or you're starting this way. But basically you're starting like this with your palms up. And you just turn your palm. So now the palm is still up, but its fingers pointing down. So the fingers are pointing out. Now you turn it, the fingers are pointing back, and then you sweep back or scoop back like this. All right. And then you come up like this. So the movement is turn, push back, turn the palm around 180 degrees, and you're coming up like this. Okay. So 1, 2, and now all the way around back like this. 1, 2, all the way around and back like this. All right. And the teacup exercises, you can do all kinds of things like this. You can do in both directions. But the one application of this is reaching around and coiling around somebody using this sweeping energy. It's like a figure 8. And the other way is if you come up like this, you can come back around and strike back. All right, so it's this bang, the strike back. And if you come the other way, you can do this and 2 figure 8s and come out and strike this way. All right. And so you can use these movements to do different things, eventually ending up in a strike, either out and up, or if you go the other way, out and down. I don't know if you get that or not, but that's, you know, it's kind of interesting. I think it's interesting how, anyway, I'm interested in this kind of stuff. So I thought you might like to see some examples of that. So, so all these exercises, point is all these exercises have lots of applications. And you can actually figure them out if you just think about what you're doing, because most of them are pretty obvious. Okay, so so I think we've done the 8 Gao style exercises, and the style I do is Gao is. I'm not particularly fond of Gao style because it's very martial. I do what's called swimming dragon. I love the name. And swimming dragon form is different, very different than Gao form. And it has its own set of exercises, which we might do someday. Okay, so let's check the time out. Wow, time has flown by. Okay, here we go. Quick set of Tai Chi. Bringing the hands up, come in and down, push out, bring the hands in, open and close. Single whip, push out, throw up to the left, right fingers under left elbow, switch and turn together. Keep going, cloud hands back to the original position, pulling the lower hand up, turning the center, breathing in and out, open and close. Rotate the palms over, finger on right elbow, turn to the right, push forward, strike forward with the right palm, sweeping across with the left, brush knee. Rotate the wheel to play the loop. Lower hand up, upper hand down, playing the loop. Arms at 90 degrees. Turn the right palm up, left palm down. Just like in the Gao exercise, Gao exercise, push in, turn the hands over, sweep, push out, deflect number 2, make 2 fists, rotate the left palm over, fist to the right, let's say parry and punch over the wrist with the right palm or the right fist, either fist pointing up. Open the hands up, draw back, calling block, lower the hands slightly, push down and up. Bring the hands in, open and close. And to the other side, single whip. Bring the left hand under the right elbow. Switch up and down, turn to the left. Cloud hands left, turn to the right. Lower hand comes up in an arc over to the left. Face forward, open and close. Brush knee to the left. Rotate the arms to the left side. Right fingers on left elbow. Right palm up near the ear, facing out. Sweep across the waist with the left hand. Push forward with the right hand. Push forward with the left hand straight. Play the loop, bring the lower hand up, turn the wheel to the left, upper hand down, turn the lower hand up, upper hand down. Deflect 1, turn the palms over, deflect 2, make 2 fists. Parry with the right hand, punch over the right wrist with the left fist. Open the hands up. This is the same as the other side. Calling block, bring the hands down. This is the same push. Bring the palms in and open and close. Okay, well, let's stop there. In Tai Chi, bring the hands down. It's 24 movements. And I think that'll be it for today. So have a great week and take care of yourselves.